We always touch base every couple of weeks talking about the upcoming election. This conversation is no different. Last night was the Wisconsin primary. Both Donald Trump and President Biden won their primary pretty handily, but there are some potential warning signs. Let's start on the Democratic side. Let's start with President Biden. 8% of the Democratic primary vote went to uninstructed, meaning it was a protest vote against President Biden. What are your thoughts on this?
I think it's an interesting issue, and as you say, it's one that affects both sides, but I think it affects them differently. There's always been a kind of non-affiliated vote in these primaries, so it's not necessarily a lot larger. I think the question is, where does it come from? My hunch is that it comes from Madison, Wisconsin, places like that. So it's going to tilt younger, and it's not just Muslim Americans, but it may be younger, more progressives. Here's the problem for President Biden. It's like the 7-10 split in bowling. You sort of have to decide, am I going to take the 7 or am I going to take the 10 or am I going to risk it all trying to get them both? The problem he has is that the progressives who are uncomfortable with him are very much on the left. But to win, and he needs to have a solid, overwhelming vote in his own party, of course, in the election. But the ones he needs to win over, in addition to that base, are in the center. And the more he moves to assuage the base on the left, the more he risks the base in the center. And you can see that with policies on green energy and on the southern border and on a variety of issues where he has in effect appeased the progressives but really hurt himself in the middle. That's not the problem that Donald Trump has.